You know what this guy reminds me of?
It doesn't bother me.
You know what this guy reminds me of?
It's a great show. Oh,
guy,
him? The freaking cool guy?
He reminds me of that freaking guy from the Adventure Time you were just watching.
With the glasses?
Yeah.
And they don't have the same personality, though. He's more like, whatever, to everything. I don't really like him as a character. He's kind of pointless.
All I know is that they have inconsistencies. That's the only thing I'm trying to say.
All art does.
You don't really see that in like every cartoon.
You see that in freaking Dragon Ball Z, and that dude's a great artist.
Well, Dragon Ball Z, the show isn't even done by him. That's done.
No, but they take it after the freaking manga.
Yeah, but the manga doesn't have inconsistencies like that does. No, have you even read the mangas?
Yes.
Me.
Yeah, I have. We had them at my school.
They're not like the anime, because if you're thinking the anime comes after.
No, the anime's definitely got a lot more inconsistency.
Like, the anime comes after. Like, have you seen the one episode in Dragon Ball Z? It's during the Cell games, where his eyes are, like, spread apart, and he looks like...
Yeah, he's got face.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot we were recording.
Yeah.
But come on, dude. His face looks like he's got... You know what I'm trying to...
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did fart.
Of course you know. But yeah, there are a lot of art that has, like...
when you look at the amount of inconsistencies in a TV show shows how much they either cared about it, the money that went into it, or the amount of production value that they, like, standards that they set. When Dragon Ball Z has a decent amount, which means that they were probably just doing it for money and didn't care to put in too much quality in behind it until they did the HD re-releases, which they touched with everything. But that's because they didn't put it out on TV. Also, time schedules type stuff. So, but with Steven Universe, it's obviously clear that they don't really care about they don't have the standards. They're just trying to get it out and done. Otherwise, there'd be a standard.
Who cares?
I'm just saying. This is the same way with certain, like, dang.
Yeah, they were all weak against that. So
this is like the same that you see with, like, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. There's so many inconsistencies and mess ups. It's definitely more than Steven Universe, but it's because it's just a show for cash grabs. But when you see a show like Ed, Edd n Eddy, the style is actually really good. There's barely any inconsistencies in it, is because the art, the guy who created it,
that style the style was kind of inconsistent.
No, it wasn't. What are you talking about?
The characters kind of they're not like the style back then. It wasn't like as fleshed out as it is now. Like
I'm not talking.
Lines
that's not what I'm talking about. Inconsistency means, like, the characters change with no reason for them to change. Like, the size is changing.
If we look it up, we could probably find it for anything.
True.
It's not like people write down the exact length that they drew the characters at.
Actually, they did. There's just no proper reference sheet for the Steven Universe characters.
And for a TV show where the characters are supposed to change, I don't think it matters.
It actually does, especially when the humans are the ones that are changing the most. The species that actually.
Did I skip over her? Yeah, I passed her area completely.
Wow. Better go back down. Is that the cat wanting to get into her room?
Yeah, it's way the heck down here.
How did you get that far?
All the way over here. I just kept going in a straight line.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, she wants in her room, doesn't she?
Out of my way.
We'll look up Ed and Eddie. See if there is any. There might be, considering it is a cartoon. I'm not saying that they don't have it.
I feel like all art has inconsistencies, especially if they try to replicate it.
There's no known.
You can't replicate anything perfectly.
Doesn't look like there. I'm not seeing any. People aren't there. People would have posted it. Well, the thing.
Probably because people back then didn't care so much.
Well, it's because the inconsistency with Steven Universe is so big that you notice it. If there's an inconsistency with Ed and Eddie, it's probably very small and unnoticeable. Like maybe someone's slightly more taller or shorter, or maybe a character has a slightly different thing changed. Like maybe they're missing. Like maybe Eddie's missing one of the dots on the side of his head. Or maybe Double D's gap is slightly a little bigger. Or Ed's brow is slightly bigger. It's not like where Eddie becomes taller and Ed's like super short. And it just, in my opinion, it goes to like the creators of the show, who are the producers of the show themselves, and how they treat their series more. Like, do they take more care? Do they have higher standards for their employees? I'm pretty sure the creator for Ed and Eddie had higher standards than the creator for Steven Universe.
Probably.
Also, Ed and Eddie's art style is with the line squiggling, so there's not really any specific lines for them to follow. I don't know how they did the squiggly line thing, to be honest. I think this is her area.
Yeah, I'm getting closer to it.
Yep, now, if you go with something like maybe Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, or maybe Billy and Mandy, those had some inconsistencies I've noticed. But again,
headgear.
not that much.
Oh, she caught me.
That's because your thing's probably lowered because of the ban. So what?
Not gonna catch me this time. Haha.
How did they not see you after catching you? Like what?
I got an 80% or 70% chance to scrutinizing, so let's just inquire. Provoke like a pro. Because from the side.
This water is disgusting, actually. This purified drinking water. Like the mountain ice stuff that Grandma buys. It's the best.
No. Ice Mountain's overrated. It's got a weird aftertaste.
I don't know what you're talking about. It tastes really good.
No name brand water is usually the ones I like for some reason.
They're disgusting. This has like an aftertaste that I just hate. I mean, it's water. It's not like I hate it. It's just like it doesn't taste as good as Ice Mountain water. It's not. It tastes really good.
No.
I don't like.
It tastes like freaking groundwater to me.
No, it doesn't at all. I don't understand why people say water doesn't have a taste, but it does. You know what's funny? You remember, I see these commercials. Speaking of water, I see these commercials on TV where it's they're advertising this purified water that's like the best thing ever because it's unfiltered, doesn't have the stuff that people put in it, and their literal line for it is purified water that comes from the mountain springs, untouched by human hands, and I'm like, if you're putting it in a bottle, it's been touched by human hands. You're literally just contradicting yourself by selling it with that quote. Unless you used robots. Or you went in there and forced the wildlife to do it for you.
Get in there, dear. Get that water.
Poops in the frickin' river. That's the thing. I would never want, it has to be purified water. You have to get rid of all the fish piss and semen.
Well, yeah, you gotta purify water. You can't just drink unfiltered non-purified water straight from the lake. I mean, you could. Probably wouldn't be good for you, though.
Well, it depends on if the lake is like really like if there's like a lake somewhere in the world or something like that that's super clear that you can see through and it's not dirty or anything.
Nah, it's probably still got some dirtiness in it.
Or there's no wildlife.
Still won't purify it.
Because like
if there's no wildlife, you probably don't want to drink from the water.
Why?
If there's no fish in that water.
Oh yeah. Well, what if there's plants growing out of it though?
Maybe then. Depends on the type of plant.
Just regular grass.
Maybe.
Or the water sausages.
You mean cattails?
Yeah.
Water sausages. We don't call them those there.
You know I was sleeping there. Did we like fall asleep out here?
Yeah, for like a few minutes.
No, it was like we went to
we went to bed at like 12. And
yeah, it was 12.
I woke up at like
it was like an hour.
1:20 or something.
Yeah, it was like an hour. Then we went back in there. I slept until 3 something. So I slept for another 2 hours. So I
didn't even sleep.
I got 3 hours.
I laid in there for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm not tired anymore.
What is up with that? What is up with that? Just keeps opening.
Oh, the freaking doctor dude?
Yeah, from Courage the Card of the Hike. I love that guy.
I can challenge the town elder. Oh, I can steal the arcane bow. Haha!
You can beat him. What a level of a level 1 hunter. What a sad excuse for a hunter.
It's a good day for that.
Stop it.
Anyone ever told you not to wear capes?
No capes. Well, there's nothing that can get caught. Nothing that can catch the cape.
Windmills.
I grow strong.
Oh yeah, the windmill's gonna catch you from all the way up there. It's gonna stretch down and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know, that sounds like an Adventure Time thing.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
It's like, oh, so you got a cape? I gotta draw that. It's just a giant windmill with like noodle arms just grabbing up somebody by the cape. Probably Finn, he'd be wearing a cape.
He would wear a cape.
The baby version of him wore a cape.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a cape, it was a towel.
Well, cape like
baby, I would punch on your buns.
Is it the same episode with Dude, don't eat those?
Yeah.
It is.
What are you doing?
How good my leg? It's I don't know.
That's more like your foot, but okay.
Wants to know?
No.
Why? Are you actually reading all that?
Yeah.
Is that a yeah or a yeah?
Yeah. Stop.
It's like greetings ham. Would you smell your foot on the couch while you're playing a game?
Isn't like green eggs and ham?
It was supposed to be funny.
Okay, so with her, I gotta take down a some legendary beast or something.
Alright, I gotta pause this.
Who should I replace?